Okay, hello, this is Roland Pruitt, and this is Roland Pruitt's Kaiju Review, number, I think it's this number 7. No, number 8. Number 8, which is Good Luck in China. I don't know if you knew that. 6s and 8s. Good Luck in China. Anyway, this is, you know, a lot of the Kaiju fans, this is pretty low on their list of Kaiju films, but it is a Kaiju film, and it is the introduction to Manda, who becomes one of the main monsters on Monster Island around the late 60s. So anyway, interesting character, Manda. He's got these kind of spiny things like cat whiskers hanging off of his face, his head. In this one, they used him again in Ultra Q, which is kind of like their X-Files show that they did that was the precursor to Ultraman. And it was another excuse to use Kaiju, except on TV. And then in Destroy All Monsters 1968, they brought him back and he lost the whiskers. They were gone somehow. I guess they kind of rotted off the suit or something. They decided, we'll just go without the whiskers. I don't know. But he's in this movie. This is his introduction. And unfortunately, he's only in it for a few minutes. And he's underwater the entire time, so it's kind of dark and murky. But anyway, let me go ahead and bring up my assistant so we can talk about this film. Let me bring up Professor Wallnott and the lovely Anastasia.
Thank you. It's so good to be here with dashing individuals, very erudite and intelligent. I'm not always around men this educated, so it's very big boon for me to be here.
Did she just say we're erotic?
Well, you're okay, erudite, but which means like erudite, scholarly in your language. But
I misheard you.
But also erotic too. Thank you very much for noticing the. You are cunning linguist.
Well, thank you very much. Very pleased to be included in that description of both erudite and erotic. Never thought of myself that way, but yes, I suppose in my own strange little way. But perhaps I've said too much. Anyway.
No, it's
the mountain
okay.
climber hat.
I think it's
the mountain climber hat.
Yes, that's quite right.
I'm sorry, I was talking.
Oh, sorry about that. Yes.
No, you both are very, very masculine, and accent is a very coy accent that you have, Professor, as well. But look at this. Roland always comes with the best gear, the merch.
Yes.
He has the merch.
It's a new shirt. It's got a claw mark on it with Godzilla kind of peeking through the claw mark. Anyway,
I love your passion about that. Can we see this one more time? It looked like you work out. Do you work out?
I'm not. No, I don't work out. But
can you keep pulling upwards motion?
If I do, you're going to get Godzilla's belly button in a second.
It's no problem. It's no problem for your female fan.
And by the way, we have some delicious eye candy in this film. We have we have Makoto Jinguji, who is the lead actress, played by Yoko Fujiyama. She's also in Gorath. She's also in Dogora, which we're going to do next week.
Dobra is named Dobra?
Dogora, yes.
Wow.
Space jellyfish. Kind of another disappointing one in the Toho canon as far as the Kaiju. You don't get much Kaiju, and it's so anyway, not my favorite. It's a cool movie, but it's not my favorite. So you also get the High Priest, the Empress of Mu, played by Tutsuko Kobayashi. I think she's very young in this. I think she's like early 20s, if that. And she's
probably not that good looking.
And no, she's quite adorable. And with her red wig and her pearls everywhere. And they make her get naked at one point to put on a frog person suit, and that's like a big thing in Japan, the humiliation thing. And yeah, she's the Empress of Mu, and she's got to get naked in front of these peasants. I like that scene. Anyway, and then we got Ramako, who is the sneezing model. That's what she's called on IMDb. That's her credit, and she's played by Akemi Kita. She's in the very beginning of the film, just the very beginning. She kind of screams at one of the frogmen from Mew, and we'll get right back. We'll get into that right now. But thank you for calling us erotic and erudite.
Yes, erudite. It means like a researched, learned, scholarly.
Oh, very good.
Yes, quite right. Yes.
Exactly as both of you are very prepared for every episode. I learn very much.
We start out with a cab ride, and the cab driver does not turn the sign off on the top of his car. That should be our clue right away that he's not a real cab driver. And he picks up a scientist, and he starts heading for the wharf. And the scientist is like, "Hey, this is not where you're supposed to go." And he touches him, and he like burns his hand. He's so hot. And then we come to this model who is doing a model shoot, and the photographer is Susumu Hatanaku, played by Tadao Takashima. He's still with us, Tadao. Very old but still alive. Yoshito Nishiba is his assistant, playing the bad guy there, the eye patch, and he's played by Yu Fujuki. And these guys were a comedy team in King Kong versus Godzilla, which we saw last week. They're in this together. And Fujuki would also be a comic relief in Godzilla, Mothra versus Godzilla, which we'll do in a couple of weeks. And Yog, Monster from Space, where he plays it's a small character, but anyway. So we get to see her in a leopard skin bikini. Very nice. I learned to do that from General Howitzer. He taught me that.
He has bad influence, permit me to say, is bad influence on good boy Roland. Roland is good boy. He does not even find this woman attractive. He's doing it because bad influence. So I admonish you not to watch other show with bad people. There's bad cast members. The cast members in that one are very wild and not erudite at all.
I think we should be able to acknowledge when we see a beautiful woman. But there it is. And she sees something. Well, they see the car, the taxi driver drive by very quickly, almost runs them down. And then it runs into the water there. It just goes right off the side of the pier. And we see a frogman coming in a very weird looking frogman suit. And they take pictures of it, and he's coming up out of the water. And the flash causes him to fall back into the water.
Now, this is something that used to happen all the time in Soviet regime. All the time in bodies of water, you will see frogmen coming out, especially during different wars and altercations. This was Soviet technique. Very interesting.
I thought you were from Transylvania.
Yes, but I also understand about Soviet regime because
that's Romania, right?
Because Soviet regime extend tentacles. If you look at map, you will see how I was affected. My people was also affected.
Don't even get me started with Japanese and tentacles. Anyway, that's a whole different genre.
That is a different show, probably.
Don't want to go there.
That's a different show.
That's not entirely sort of different kind of cryptid from what we're discussing here. Yes, quite.
So yeah, this show is not for kids, but we try to keep it as PG as possible. Again, the adult content is double entendre. It's not spoken out wordly. We're not trying to. Anyway, there's the taxi. I thought it had already gone by. I'm sorry. There they are getting their camera set up out of the way, and the taxi goes over and off the side of the pier. Very exciting.
Very unusual for a taxi to be doing that, yes.
Now, I see nobody else in this area at all. Just the two photographers, the sneezing model, and these two guys in the taxi. That's all I see. There's nobody else. And yet, in the next scene, when they're pulling the thing up out of the water, there's another little taxi driver that said, "Oh yeah, I saw everything." He just went right off the side of the pier, right into the water like an idiot. Something like that. And they're like, oh, look. And then we see more frogmen. And the opening credit for Atragon. So here we are picking up the car out of the water. This is a very interesting scene. The directors would call this the money shot. You know, this makes it look like there's a lot of production value in this movie. You know, they actually put a car in the water, sunk a car in the water, and they're pulling it out with a nice big crane. And our photographer is there, along with his assistant. There is a detective there, a Detective Ito, played by Hiroshi Koizumi. Hiroshi Koizumi played a lot of scientists in these earlier Toho films. He actually was in Tokyo SOS in his later years. That was his last kaiju film before he passed. But he was also in the second movie, Godzilla Raids Again, as the pilot, and he's in he's in Dogora, which we'll be talking about next week. He's in Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster, Mothra versus Godzilla, as a scientist. Comes back for both of those. He's in a lot of these films. He's got an interesting look. And there's this little taxi driver there. He's played by Akio Sawamura, who also is somewhere in every one of these movies. He's a little character. He's a funny guy. And he's playing a little taxi driver in this one. But he was even he performed in these all the way up to Godzilla, Terror of Mechagodzilla, where he played a mute assistant for the bad guys, and a very interesting character actor. And they always took care of him. They always brought him in for these to do at least one scene. And he's saying he saw everything. We didn't see him, but he saw everything. From somehow, you know, maybe he was asleep in a taxi over on the side and we didn't know it. Maybe they shot that scene and didn't put it in the film. I don't know. So anyway, the detective talks to the photographers, and he says, you know, I want to keep in touch with you guys. I want to see the pictures you took. You know, and they're telling him, oh, yeah, we saw a frogman, a kind of creepy looking frogman. He was there. And the guy just drove right off the side of the pier into the water. Now, off of a ship comes, give me 1 second here. Admiral Kosumi's assistant. Admiral Kosumi is played by Ken Yuhara. And we'll see him in a minute. And she is important because she is the daughter of Captain Hachiro Jinguji, who is kind of like a Captain Nemo guy. He disappeared after the war, and they know that he's been working on something. He doesn't think the war's over yet. And he's been working on a big invention, and he hasn't talked to her. He hasn't talked to Admiral Kasumi, and everybody's trying to find this guy because he's an incredible inventor, and he's inventing a war machine. And so we saw there, people were watching her get off the boat. There's another guy that's taking pictures. He's another news guy, supposedly. There's this guy on the left who's actually Captain Hachiro's like first mate. It's like his right-hand guy. And he's keeping an eye on her, making sure she's safe.
Well, we sort of missed the chin beard guy, who was a bit creepy, walking around. You know, the photographer claims to be a reporter.
That's played by Kenji Sahara. His name's Uoto Uno. He's a journalist, supposedly, but he's wearing all this heavy winter gear.
Yes,
because these people from Mu, they're very hot. They're very cold, I guess, and they need to keep themselves warm and hot. So, they're into the dark room, Susumo's dark room. He wants to find out about the beautiful girl, so he took a picture of her getting into the car, and he's got the license plate number. That's kind of stalker, kind of.
Yes,
move.
it's a bit creepy. It's a bit like, oh yeah, find this girl. Here's the number. Track her
Not very
down.
erudite or erotic. It's just kind of creepy.
Yes,
No, he
yes.
wants to know who she is. He feels she's important. And again,
They
like
want to,
most photographers who work
yes,
for the news, yeah, they're trying to find a scoop. They're trying to get a story. So
yes. And they keep saying they want to make her a model. It's like, oh, she's the perfect model. Look at her. Oh,
okay, forget it then.
yeah, no,
They're just
they're like,
stalkers.
yes, I believe they're just like fashion. They're magazine photographers.
Hey, she'd make a great photo. She'd make a great model. She doesn't sneeze.
Exactly.
So they're in. I'm guessing this is a newsroom, or it could be the detective's office.
No, this is the detective's office. They've been called into question.
And they brought the pictures with them, and all of a sudden a smoke bomb goes off, and somebody steals the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah.
Oh no, that's right. I'm so sorry. I misspoke. No, that was the little magazine or news office where they were at.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this was they just came out of the dark room. So
Right,
Ito's
yes.
waiting for them. Ito wants the pictures. So
Right, yes.
before they can get him the pictures are stolen.
Yeah, the little secretary's like, are you guys in trouble? The cops are out here looking for you.
Yes. So Admiral Kasumi in his office, and he's there with no, Makoto. Sorry,
Makoto,
I got my
yes,
notes in
yes.
front of me, but I can't read them sometimes. Everything's kind of small. And this other journalist shows up, Oto, and played by Kenji Sahara. And again, he's got that little kind of Lincoln beard and the heavy coat. He looks like a flasher. He looks kind of creepy. Sunglasses. I wear my sunglasses at night. So yeah, the admiral and Makoto are kind of creeped out by him. But he's telling them that he's looking for her dad, Captain Hachiro Jinguji, and the submarine that disappeared. There was a submarine that disappeared at the end of World War II. And he thinks that they're making the submarine into a super submarine. And they're like, we have no idea what you're talking about. You might want to go somewhere else. They have more information. Sorry. And they blow him off. And he kind of leaves, nodding knowingly. Yeah, I know you're not telling me what you're telling me. I know, I got it. I get it. And this is where we find out that she is actually the daughter of Captain Hachiro Jinguji, who's disappeared. And she's like, I have not heard from him, and I know you haven't heard from him because I'm your secretary, and nobody's heard from him. And we only know that we received messages that he's working on a secret weapon to help Japan. But he's thinking that he's going to use it to help Japan, win over America, So in any case, she goes out in a car, and again, the other guy that's watching her, who is her dad's assistant, is surprised to see her getting in a car with the enemy, who is, believe it or not, Mew Agent number 23. He's the same taxi driver from the first scene who drove the car into the water. He's played by Akihiko Harata, who, of course, is Dr. Serizawa in the first Godzilla movie. And again, he's in all of these films somewhere, playing scientists or, agents for Mew or what have you. He's done a lot of stuff in these movies. Mr. Harata-san. Also, the two photographers are in hot pursuit. They want to know what's going on. And So they're heading after her. And I think the professor, I'm sorry, the admiral. The admiral is also in the car with her.
Yes.
So all of them are heading towards the beach again, heading towards the water. Because that's what this is all about. This is about an empire underneath the sea called Mu, M-U, kind of like F-U, except with an M. But that's how they kind of treat the world. You know, F-U. You basically destroyed almost everything of ours. Now we're going to fight back. So yeah, Agent 23 is going to pull him into the sea. And they're going to take him to Mu. And the two photographers show up. Yoshito pulls a wrench out of the glove box. He's going to clonk him over the head with it, but Agent 23 grabs it and it turns hot right away in his hand. He makes it turn hot.
Yeah, special powers.
Yeah.
So now this is what I don't understand. Okay, so
okay.
Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt, but
Go ahead.
they've already established they've established that this guy, this Agent 23 can generate this tremendous amount of heat from his hands, right? And then we have this fight, and I'm like, couldn't he just like grab this guy by the melt this man's face off? You know, you think what? Yes, doesn't make sense.
Again, the first guy touched him on the shoulder and was like, ah, oh, ow.
Exactly.
It burned me.
Now they are fighting in the water, but still.
And later we find that they can zap people, like taser them, and they turn blue and pass out. And yet that doesn't happen here during this fight. I totally get it. I was going to mention it as well. Tadao Takashima, photographer Susumu, being the heroic guy he is, who likes models, he starts a fight with this guy on the beach, and I guess they're rolling around in the water or something, and it's protecting him. I don't know. He ends up, the other guy, Agent 23, ends up just diving into the ocean. I'll get away from you. We'll get you another time, Admiral. And just kind of dives into the ocean. So, yeah, the fight is kind of, it makes no sense, but there it is. So there they are fighting. Well, I'm going to show you, hot guy. That's what it is. The Admiral gets his gun and it's going to shoot him. And that's why he just jumps into the ocean. Oh, yeah? Try shooting me under the waves. So they see a submarine out in the ocean, and it's an ominous-looking submarine. And, he swims out to the submarine, I guess. Because they're underwater people. They're like mermen and mermaids. So, meanwhile, back at the Ministry of Defense, we get a little cameo here from Susumu Fujita, who's in a lot of these movies, usually as generals. And he tells, I'm surprised that Detective Ito and the two photographers that are just looking to hook up with a model are here. But yeah, they've invited all of them to this meeting, evidently, or to find out what the meeting is going to say. And it basically boils down to, we have to find Captain Hashiro Jinguchi, and we have to get his new secret weapon to work for us.
Now this is another interesting part, and the little package arrives for the Admiral here, and I wasn't expecting a mail. What?
And what it looks like is a Super 8 film.
but they open it. No, but here's the thing that puzzled me. Right? They're looking at this package, and they're worried that it might be booby trap, might be a bomb. Does anyone leave? Do they take it to a special place? No. The little scientist here just opens it up right there. They all kind of cower in the corner, and he's like, oh, nope, I'll take care of this.
Be careful. Yeah. So, and it looks like a Super 8 movie where they're like, hey, it's an audio tape.
Yeah.
So they roll it. Actually, it is a video. And it shows, the Empire of Mu, which sunk in the sea, and had something to do with the dum-dum characters. That's what I call them, the Easter Island egghead guys.
Yes.
And these guys are really technologically advanced, but have no fashion sense whatsoever. Anyway, that's what happens when your empire rolls into the sea.
You become isolated like that. You have no idea what the latest fashions are. So you're still wearing the same old threads.
We used to hang out with the people at Mothra Island, but we fell into the sea. So yeah, they're watching the tape going, God, is this for real? Seriously.
Looks like models.
But then they showed that they have an atomic submarine with deadly capabilities. And then the military people kind of perk up. Like, really? And they say that they are going to attack certain places on the globe, mostly in Japan. And I think both are in Japan. And they had better heed their words. Stay, just stay away from you. Don't mess with us.
Yes, and they want to conquer the world.
And that's Manda. Yeah. So we finally get to, I guess it's about 30 minutes in the film. We get to the ancient empire of Mu. And it's all, like stone and, torches. And you don't think of them as a really technologically advanced society, but yet they are. And they actually attack a ship with these balls of energy on the water. And the balls of energy just kind of pop up around the ship, and then they converge on the ship and blow it up. And that's one of their weapons.
Which you would think, since they have this giant monster, that would be attacking the ship. But no.
Yeah. That would make
this would have been the perfect place to introduce the creature, but no.
Manda, destroy that ship.
Exactly.
That's my impersonation of Manda.
And a perfect impersonation it is too.
They want to show that they're technically advanced, I guess. So then we get shots of all of our technology going out there, Hey, you can't get away with that. Why, by gosh.
Right. That's like one of the satellites up.
Yeah. So I think somebody sees the sub.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
they
right.
send out. They send out the. I love the name of the submarine. The Red Satan.
Okay.
Is the. It looks like an American submarine. I mean, all these look very Western. These people.
Yeah.
But
is it Russian?
I don't know. It could be the red. But they'll call it the Red Satan. And
anyway, it chases after the other sub, and the other sub can go a lot deeper, evidently, because their sub goes too deep and it crushes and on itself explodes.
Yes.
Because they want to catch it, damn it. But it doesn't happen. And then you see the ship start to crack, and then boom.
Yeah.
We're going too deep, Commander.
And it implodes.
Yes. Yes. So, yeah, they're not happy. We got to find Captain Hoichiro Jinguji. He's the only guy that can take care of this. But how? How do we find him? And then it turns out that they have his assistant. They picked him up. He's in jail. And they take the daughter to see him, and that's the only thing that gets him to turn around. He won't talk to anybody. But then when the daughter shows up there, and the admiral, he turns around and goes, "Okay, I will take you to where the captain is, but just you and the two photographers who like models, and the suspicious-looking."
I just call him Chinbeard.
Jim, the Lincoln guy. We'll take him too, but that's all. We will not take anybody else who's suspicious. So I can't believe that they let the two photographer guys go along on everything, because it's like, hey, we were just trying to hook up with a cute model. Well, we can't fault you for that. Come with us on this very secret mission. The admiral I get, the daughter I get. So Mew gives him a nice little message going, "You're getting too close. You better be careful. We're gonna actually destroy places in Japan." And the guard's been knocked out, and they find the audio tape playing over the loudspeaker. They're so technically advanced. Damn, they know how to run a PA system. So it becomes more evident that they got to go to where the captain is, Captain Nemo. I really, this is a riff-off of Captain Nemo. I mean, seriously. So I think this is where the photographer slash fake journalist says, "Hey, can I come along?" Or kind of invites himself. I'm stuck to you like glue, buddy. Wherever you go, I'm going. Kenji Sahara. So yeah, the first leg of the trip is on airplane. Pan Am, a lot of Pan Am flights in these early Toho films.
Yes.
Then they get on a submarine, just a normal submarine. And then we cut forward to the Mew Empire, and Agent 23. I'm surprised he doesn't get killed here, because he failed his mission. But evidently the High Priest of Mew must like him. The High Priest of Mew is played by Hideo Amamoto, another good character actor who's missing some teeth. It makes him look kind of gnarly. So he plays a lot of strange characters, including his best character was in King Kong Escapes, where he played Doctor Who, the evil bad guy villain who kidnaps Kong and makes a Kong robot. But he's also in Godzilla's Revenge as the neighbor who takes care of poor Ichiro when his mom's always working overtime. So, I mean, he's got some good characters too, some happy characters, but he usually plays bad guys. And he's a good bad guy. So now they're on a ship. And are you sure we're in the right direction? Yes, we're heading in the right direction. And the photographer's like, "Hey, I'm heading in the right direction. She's talking to me." I think I'm falling for this chick. And of course, the creepy photographer is watching, not far off. Now, what they don't realize is they're being followed by the evil submarine from Mew. Again, we all know that the journalist Uto is working for Mew. I mean, there's no surprise there, and he's sending messages. He's Agent 28 or something. They actually have to get out and push their Jeep because the lava rock, I guess, on the island here is a little rough to get through. Hey, over there. I think that's where we need to go, right?
And he's pointing out all the different minerals that are on the island.
Yeah.
Oh, look, there's bauxite and there's something else and this other thing.
Well, you know a lot for a journalist.
Yeah.
And then we come to a military complex with the old Japanese flag. Da,
The rising sun.
Da. And they're all invited in by one of the head military brass. And they're waiting for Captain Hochiro Jinguji. And he shows up. And there he is. And the daughter's like, oh my God, that's my dad. And he's like, so everyone, I'm not looking at my daughter. He's purposely not looking or talking to his daughter. He doesn't want to get involved. Father of the year. The admiral is happy to see him. He's very businesslike, very military still. My old friend, good to see you again. Yes, I understand. Father, never mind. I mean, it's almost that cold, folks. Seriously.
Yes.
He just doesn't want to have anything to do with her. You know, your baggage. Leave me alone. But he tells the rest of them about his amazing invention, Atragon, which is a giant submarine. It's like no other submarine ever built. And again, it can go to great depths in the ocean. It flies above the ocean if you need it to. It's pretty darn amazing. It's like the Harrier jet of submarines. It does a curtsy. So there it is. And again, Jun Fukuda is a really good actor for playing like leaders of authority. You know, people that you can believe that they're important. So, and then he's like, who let this photographer in here? Hey, I just kind of joined along. Sorry. Can I take a look at your submarine? Take a few pictures? Sure. Come with us. Again, I would have thrown this guy right in the brig. But no, let's show him everything. I want you to know what kind of capabilities we have. So you take him down into a bunker area where Atragon is moored. And it's very impressive. It's got like a nice little snow cone thing on the front. You know, for digging. It can actually drill into the side of mountains and stuff. From air or sea. And they are impressed, as we all should be. Now, this is actually the precursor to a lot of other super submarines like Gotengo. And again, they do a super Atragon later in anime, I think. Yeah, this kind of started a trend. Although it started a lot later than this film, but it started a trend. Eventually, they started to make these. And in Godzilla Wars, there's like several of these things all over the world. These flying submarines that destroy monsters and stuff. So, and again, we don't know all that it can do. We kind of learn as we go along through the film here what it can do. So they show them the inside. Very impressive. Looks like a sub. All right. Very good. And then they show them a demonstration. They go, let's go to the beach. We'll show you what it can do. And they watch as the thing takes off and flies in the air. Ooh. Mew agent. So he's like, well, you're going to let us use this, right? Because we need to use it against Mew. He's like, no, I'm not going to let you use it against Mew. This is to take back what we was stolen from us from World War II, from the Americans. And his daughter's very upset with him. And she's like, I can't believe that you did that, Father. And I can't believe that you won't acknowledge that I'm even your daughter. and he's still kind of a douche. I'm sorry. and for the first time in the film, Susumu acts like kind of a heroic human being. I mean, except for fighting with the guy on the beach, but that was just to kind of get the hot babe, I think. But now he's fallen for her, so he tells the captain, "Hey, you're kind of a douchebag." Not in those words, but
yes, I'm like, way to impress your future father-in-law.
yeah. So he's like, she's your daughter. You should acknowledge the fact that you've got a beautiful daughter, and you should be proud of her. Make her proud of you. That kind of thing. I don't know why I'm doing Keanu Reeves right now.
I don't know what. Oh, odd little voice.
I don't know. I just kind of threw that out there right now. I mean, again, he actually sounds like George Takei, as a lot of them do in these films from this time period. So there he is, giving it to the father, the captain.
Yep.
And the captain has a little crisis of conscience, like Tom Cruise does in all his movies. Now, at this point, she is harassed by Toho, who zaps her. He's got the ability to taser people. He zaps her. She goes out. He takes her to his Jeep, throws her in the back. And what he doesn't realize is Susumu is fast on her heels, and he ends up having to tase him and throw him in the back of the Jeep. God, how many people are going to show up? Got the dog, got the captain. All right, get in the back. Captain's assistant. Admiral. Now he tases those two, and he throws them in the back of the Jeep, and he takes off for the ocean. He's going to take them down to Mu, because they've kidnapped like several scientists already to help them with their technology. They're advanced, but that's why they get the best. They kidnap the best scientists. So a bomb goes off, destroying the mooring area around Atragon. And, I guess he thinks that the bomb was strong enough to destroy Atragon, but he's going to be surprised. So they're like, "Hey, did you hear the bomb? What the hell? What happened?" And when they do that, the Jeep goes by. "Hey, that's that dorky, strange-looking photographer guy
that we've been allowing to just roam this island freely.
He must have put a bomb down there." They don't know that.
Who would ever suspect?
So yeah, he's heading for the water. They're shooting at the Jeep. They don't know that he's got two hostages in the back. Luckily, they don't shoot and kill, the daughter or the photographer. Wouldn't be as big a loss, but one less photographer chasing after models. So we go down to Mu, and Mew, we love cats down here. Mew. I'm sorry, I don't know where that came from. It just popped in my head right now.
This is very Egyptian.
The Empress of Mu. Hello, welcome to Mu. Mew. They're like the knights who say "knee" now. Mew. We love cats. Mew. Would you like some milk? Mew. Sorry, I shouldn't do that. So now you can see the difference in
and the Empress.
Fashion.
Yes.
All of them look embarrassed now. Wow, look at that guy's jacket.
Is that what they're wearing now?
I'm wearing a loincloth.
And the Empress is named Mew as well. The Empress, her name is Mew.
Quiet. Pay no attention to their clothes. And the high priest, he's like, throw him in the dungeon with the others. So they throw him in the dungeon with these two scientists. Again, two character actors that are in most of the Godzilla films somewhere, most of the Kaiju films. I shouldn't say Godzilla films because they're in Varan. They're actually a team in Varan as well. These two, they're the two guys that go out to check what's going on in that area, and then Baran shows up and kills him. But what's funnier is these two guys are a pair. We finally see Otto in his Mew garb, and he matches, Agent 23. You're never going to get away with this, Oh, yes, we will, because we have Manda. Here, take a look. And they open up a window to the water outside, and there's Manda guarding Mew. And we get our first glimpse of Manda's face in the window there. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. And it's like, good God, you put us right next to that thing. And Manda's kind of like a sea dragon. He's got little tiny feet. I have a Manda here, but it's after the look how thin he is. He's been on a diet. He's got little tiny feet, and you can move the feet. And this is I'm trying to get us up closer here. This is after the whiskers came off, and you can close his mouth and open it. Oh, geez. I just broke my Manda.
Oh, no. No.
There goes $50 down the drain.
Oh, my goodness.
I'll be able to fix it, I think. Wow. Might have been broken before it looks like they glued it.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, well, anyway, you were supposed to be able to move the head, and I guess you weren't supposed to be able to take the mouth closed. Anyway, there it is. Sorry. Gotta find that jaw later.
Nothing worse than
happen on a live show, huh?
Nothing worse than
$50 Manda toy.
He broke his Manda live in front of everyone.
And nobody's commenting. There's nobody watching. So story of my life. So okay, back at the complex, they're like, what are we gonna do now? Atragon's destroyed. Atragon, I'm sorry. I used to call it Atragon back when I was younger, but it's Atragon. And they're like, oh, you think it's destroyed? That's Atragon. Come on now. So yeah, they're just digging it out to where they can move it. Basically, they go, it'll take us a couple hours to dig it out, but it'll be fine. It's Atragon. So there it is. And at that point, they say, hey, Mew is supposed to attack these places that they said they were going to attack on the planet, or in Japan, I should say, because they're really fighting a war with Japan. But they're wanting to take over the world, but they're going to start with Japan. So sure enough, like an army of Mew frogmen shows up at the top of a mountain in one place, and there are these little like flying. I don't know if you want to call them flying saucers. They might just be kind of like laser blast kind of things that they can control and fly around like.
They're like drones in a way.
Drones, yeah, that's what I'm trying to think of. Maybe there's like, but again, this is 1963. Drone technology wasn't even invented yet, so this is kind of amazing in its own way. So they destroy a sub right there.
Ship, yes.
That's moored, or ship. I'm sorry, that's moored there. The scientists say, hey, we could probably get out of here. I've been able to snatch these explosive things, and might be able to, and these weapons, we might be able to get out. So like, oh, okay, well, what are we gonna do? Well, when one of the guards comes in, let's take over and force them to take us to a place where we can get out, get in the frogman suits and swim away. What about Manda? It's a shot. It's a chance. Come on. So here, I'm trying to see.
It's a rave. It's a gathering.
It's a gathering.
All the Mew people are gathered around and they're worshiping Manda.
And okay, this is the sub, right?
Yes, that's the yes, that's the
that's their
sub.
sub.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
they're chanting for their sub to go out and wreak havoc, which it will do in a minute.
exactly. Yes.
And again, England and the UN, they're all told, hey, don't screw around with Mew. By gosh, we'll retaliate. Watch what happens in Japan. What we're gonna do at the stroke of midnight, we're gonna destroy these two places. So the world is watching. In Italy and New York, I don't know why they showed New York again. They just showed the UN building. It's like, oh, let's show a New York bridge.
Yes.
So we're on the ready. Military is up and out and about. And they're still digging out Atragon. Just a few more minutes now. You'll see. Actually, at this point they finally do say we've gotten it free and clear. We can get inside now. We can get in the hatch and work the operations from inside, and we can dig our way out of here. And that's what they were waiting on. So they do. They get inside. Even Detective Ito is there. He gets inside. I'll tell you, they really don't use him all that much in this. He's just kind of window dressing in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you got a paycheck. Detective Ito, Hiroshi Kozumi, got an easy. So they get out. They barrel through. The rubble, and they fly out. Dun 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 dun. Actually, that's the Destroy All Monsters march. I can't remember the march from this one, but it's something like that. Again, it's not a bad soundtrack from Akira Ifukube. I like Manda's themes, very ominous sounding. Boom, 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 boom. So now they're waiting for the clock to strike in this place that's supposed to be destroyed. And when it does strike, so he looks very calm there. Steam from underneath the ground is so powerful it shoots up the manhole covers from the ground, and all of a sudden the whole place collapses. There's like an earthquake kind of thing, and the whole place collapses. And I can't remember if these generals and whatnot are just kind of standing there in the middle of it all. We just don't see them die, but they die. But I don't think we see them again in the movie. They're awfully close. I know that. They want to see what's going on. They want to see the devastation.
Yes.
So again, it wasn't clear to me if they actually perished here along with everybody else who was waiting for it to happen.
Yeah, they just sort of run off and then disappear, and yes, you never see them again.
We're scared. Those people with Mew, we're scared of them. They make the manhole covers, and everything collapses.
We created some sort of sinkhole and just.
Yeah, that's it. It's just the whole place is a big giant sinkhole. Very good. Very good. That's what it is. And it all just kind of collapses in on itself. It's gone. It was there, but now it's gone. Now their submarine goes out, and it's got like this version of Manda that pops up out of the front. And that's got a kind of a laser. And again, you got to remember this is when lasers were first like becoming cool. Remember 1964, the year after, James Bond was strapped to a gold table with a laser going up to his gonads. You expect me to talk? No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die. So there it is. And they're zapping the Japanese military there, the Navy. They're just destroying all the ships. And I don't know why the ships aren't fighting back, but I guess they're getting blown up too quick. So yeah, very nasty. Take that, you cat haters. And on the submarine is the actual high priest of Mu. Look what we do to you and your navy.
Until Atragon shows up.
Yeah, Atragon just shows up out of nowhere, and they're like, "Oh damn, we can't aim that high." It's like they can't hit something that's flying. So they dive. They do a deep dive. Atragon dives in, goes after them. They're heading back for Mu. Run away! Run away! And by gosh, Atragon can go deep. Now, in her fatal mistake, the Empress of Mu goes to see the prisoners. So, have you had enough? You cat haters? And so she puts herself right there with there's like 3-4 old ladies around her. Hey, we got weapons. We're taking you over. The guards there's what is there, 2? So they take over the whole group. They take over the whole group and they make their way down the hall with their weapons. I'll cut you in half. Don't make me. I sound like George Takei. And this one guard is such an idiot. Well, it's the Empress of Mu. Let us in now. Okay. They conk him out. And they show them. They show these guys where the frog suits are. Now here's the thinking. They'll get in the frog suits. They'll go out in the water, and Mando will eat them. That's what she's thinking. They're like, take your clothes off. You're coming with us. What?
Exactly.
He has to get naked to get on a frog suit. Because I don't think they believe in lingerie in Mu. That's my guess.
They're clearly not. You know, they're already running around in loincloths.
That's a wig you have on. It doesn't match. So anyway, yeah, I'm going a little too far with that, aren't I? So yeah, they got these goopy looking silver frog suits, which, shine very brightly in the water for Manda to go, oh, food. Hey, they dropped some food in the water. So I love her wig in this. It's so wrong and yet so right in so many ways. So that's where they make her get naked. Look at that face. Aw. Poor little Empress of Mu. Aw. She has to take her clothes off. You better hurry. That water's rising, babe. So now Manda is awakened. I hope you can see that. It's kind of dark. And the subs are heading that way. And the guys on Atragon see the opening and the people dressed in the frog outfits, and they're like, hey, that must be our guys.
Yes, exactly. Why would they? Well, they were waving at them like, yeah, well, yeah.
They're waving at us. They must be our guys. We should save them. We should let them aboard our atomic submarine. Either that or the captain's got really good eyesight. I can see right into their eyes. It's that boy that told me off on the beach. It's my daughter. So yeah, they get into the frog suits, and of course Manda's right there. Hey, been waiting for you. It's dinner time. So this is where they see them. Hey, is that your daughter? They're dressed in frog suits. It could be spies. You guys are really bad about letting spies in your organization. But they do open up a hatch. They open up a gangplank for them to get to. They throw some ink into the water so that Manda can't see them. I guess Manda's sense of smell is not very good either. So Amanda's trying to figure out, hey, where's that food? Where is it? Come on. Need a little lunch, little nosh. And they save them. They go back up into the air or back up at the top of the water. I'm not quite sure why. I guess to get away from Amanda. I don't know. But the Everson Mew evidently somehow packed her outfit because she's back in it again.
Yes.
When they pull her onto the bridge. Yes, I kept my pearls on. And my wig. You heathens. You non-cat lovers. So she tells him, you're going to die, terrible death. And he just gives it right back to her. What are you talking about, bitch? Sorry. I know, it's supposed to be a family show. So this is when the ship starts to list back and forth.
Well, yeah, Amanda's attacking it.
I guess we should have flew out of the water. Sorry. Or Amanda reached up and pulled him back down.
Yes.
We didn't see that scene, though. That would have been cool. And we could have seen Amanda in full daylight. But, oh, well.
Yes.
We don't see Amanda in full daylight until Destroy All Monsters, actually. And his whiskers are gone. So they're like, all right, dive. Let's take care of this thing. Dive, all dive. I can't believe it's taken an hour and 2 minutes to get to this point. So Amanda latches onto the ship. They do a complete ripoff of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, the electrified hull. They electrify the hull so it stings his little feet. Ow! Whoa, my little feet. So he goes over to like a little mountain to blow his little fingers. Bastards. I just can't do a clean show. There's just no way. I can't do it. I try. I really do. I try so hard. And he's in the perfect place where they can freeze him. and this is what happens. They got like a freeze thing on the front of the a freeze cannon on the front of the ship as well. It can drill, but it can spew freeze cream, whatever. That's basically what they do. They just shoot all over him.
Yep.
They spew. We're going to spray you like a Christmas tree.
Basically, yes. It's like, yeah.
That's what happens. They spray him down good, and he's like, oh, geez, I'll just stay here and take it. Damn it. That's cold. Damn it, I'm hibernating already. And that's what they do. They freeze him right then and there, and that's when his whiskers break off.
That's it.
I don't know. There they are spewing. Take that. We're going to spew right in your face. And they do.
And there's poor Amanda, frozen to the ground.
Jokes on Thursday, folks. Just a different guy. Different comic. I'm doing General Howitzer's material already.
Oh, no.
So there he is, stuck to the mountain. Damn you! So that's it. Once Amanda's out of the picture, it's going to be easy. It's going to be easy, winning this war. So they hop up back to the surface. Let's go take care of that other submarine. If they were smart, they'd get the hell out of there, but they don't.
They drill.
Oh no, that's right. They have to attack Mew first. I'm sorry. Right, so yeah, they dig right into the mountain. It would have been cool if they just dug right through Amanda, but they didn't. They did it in Godzilla Wars. They smashed right through him. And this one, they just went to the mountain next to him and barreled right in there. And they send out a platoon of guys with Mr. Freeze guns, so they can spew all over the Mews.
Yes.
Mew people. Oh, Mew people. What do you mean, Mew people? What does that mean? Now, watch as we spew all over your people.
Damn.
I think even Detective Ito suits up for this. It goes in with them.
Finally, I got something to do.
So yeah, they go down into the Mu area and they place bombs on all of their technology. Their nuclear, or I guess it's atomic at this point. We haven't gone nuclear yet, but their atomic power system. There they are, spewing all over the people. They look just like Mr. Freeze, though, the original Mr. Freeze from Batman.
Yes.
Even the same helmet.
Like an army of Mr. Freezes. Just
so, but they, I can't say they stole it from them because Batman came in '66, 3 years later. So Batman took it from them. Whoever designed that suit. Yeah, I've run out of drink. Damn it. So yeah, they make their way in, and now I guess this is them freezing, but it looks like they kind of turned to stone. Actually, like it's like, all right, Medusa, take off your helmet. And again, they plant the bombs next to the atomic power pile, and they freeze the turbines. They actually freeze the turbines on their way out. And oh yeah, and to add to that, let's add insult to injury. Take a little spew on your engine there. And out they go. Let's get out of here before the whole place blows. It's going to blow. It's going to blow hard. And here it is. Yeah, let's freeze up those turbines. Let's speed this thing up. So we go back to the surface, just out of range, and decide, you know what? Let's take the Empress up top for a look. There it is. There's your Empire. Up in smoke. This effect was done with a reverse tank and them shooting dye into the water to create the explosion effect.
wow.
The one up top is an explosion, but the in the bottom there where you see it's just another shot, a matte shot of a tank upside down and the water getting red paint spewed into it. And then they freeze the ship, the submarine. I thought they had more than one submarine, but I guess I was wrong. I guess they only had one. So they freeze that real good, and it goes up in flames with the Mu. And she decides, the Empress, I'm going to go die with my people, and she goes to run off, and they go to stop her, and the captain goes, no, let her go. And she gets one defiant look, and then she runs down onto the bow of the ship and jumps off and swims towards her people.
And I love the way she runs with the arms down. Just
I'm coming, my people.
Your Empress is coming.
That's one stupid broad right there. And the father's daughter looks like really like sad, like, oh, that's so sad. She goes, she's gonna kill herself. She's got daddy issues. Who's got daddy issues? Not you. We love each other now. It's the end of the movie. So why are you dragging this out, Anastasia? We're at an hour and 10 minutes.
I'm enjoying this one more than any other one. I'm enjoying. I'm enjoying.
You're enjoying this one. So it looks like Susumu got his girl, Makoto. They're hugging at the end of the film. I got my model chick. Hey. And the scientists, for some reason, are in the background going, yeah, we got saved. We got rescued. Good. And there it is. One last look at Mu. Say goodbye, folks. That means the end in Japanese. And that's it. A Toho film. So you'll be watching it again on Thursday if you like, with the General Howitzer and Major Hazard and Master Sergeant Havoc and their take on Atragon.
Yes, that should be very amusing to see them
and see how they do differently, if at all.
Oh, I'm sure they'll have some rather interesting things to say, some pithy comments.
Dirtier version, I'm sure. Although we got pretty dirty this time, dirtier than usual on this one. So yeah, tune in for that. Thank you, Anastasia.
Thank you. I like that one. I won't be tuning in to the other show because that Millie, whatever, she ruins it for me. It's a bit much, you know. It's a bit much. She brings too much energy that is not demure. So it's embarrassing for her, to be honest.
Well, you know, she's a woman with you know, those hard-earned diplomas up on the wall and those degrees, and she's got a serious side, but she's also a very nice lady. She's also a very sweet girl.
Well, okay. We agree to disagree now.
All right. Thank you for everything on the show. Thank you for watching. Whoever's watching in the replay or watched, I don't know if anybody watched in the original show here, but it's archived on YouTube.
Yes, there are live viewers. Is this here right now? They're here.
Good.
You know, not everybody like to comment because people get shy, but they're watching. Right. They're called lurkers. I think they're called lurkers.
Lurker.
We have lurkers. Yes.
I had lurkers. Cool.
Yes.
All right. And tune in next time for Dogara, about a giant space jellyfish that eats coal and diamonds. So that's coming up next week, next Tuesday. Take care, everybody.
Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe. Thanks.